As the Baal Shem Tov has established that every day one should say the Perek chapter Tehillim corresponding to his or her year's age. In other words, if a person is 18, then one says the chapter 19. The same is true for a Chassid that says not only his own chapter, but says the Rebbe's chapter. That's his life. So every day we say, as of yesterday, we started saying chapter 121 of Tehillim, corresponding to the Rebbe's age, who yesterday we celebrated his 120th birthday. So let us first say this chapter Tehillim, and having in mind the plight of our brethren all over the world, particularly in Eretz Yisrael and particularly in Ukraine. Shir LaMalois, Esra in El Horman Yovi Ezra, Ezra Mimadeno Yosef Shemaim Voretz, Alitena Mitragdach, Al Yonim Shemrecho, Yinei Lo Yonim Elishan, Shem Yisrael, Adoni Shemrecho, Adoni Tzilchal Yad, Yiminecho Yom, Hashem Shlo Yakek, Over Erba Lo, Adoni Shmocho Mikol Ro, Yishmor Es Nafshech, Adoni Shmor Tzitz Ro, V'yecho Me'atov Yadoi Lo. Doyle Tzedakah Shemekareves Esagula, Tzedakah has a powerful capability of hastening the redemption. God, please make it happen right now. A lot has been explained about the number 120, which this represents the complete full lifespan. Moshe Rabbeinu lived 120 years. Rabbi Akiva lived 120 years. Hillel HaZaken, Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai, representing perfection. A full, fulfilled life. Full, perfect life. 121 represents a notch above. Now, how can it be better than perfect? So the idea is the 121 represents the one which is beyond us, reaching to the infinite, connecting with the infinite. It's not at all about us. It's not at all about our own capabilities, but it is beyond all that. And let me reflect for a few moments, briefly, on this chapter Tehillim. And I advise you, I suggest you, I invite you, study it. It's an amazing chapter. Those Shir HaMalot, as we know, have 15 songs which are starting with the word Shir HaMalot, which is corresponding to the 15 steps which were in the Beis HaMikdash, upon which, the semicircular steps, upon which the Levites would stand and sing the daily song. So David HaMelech composed songs connected to these songs, sang on the steps of the Beis HaMikdash. But we find an interesting difference. All of them, from chapter 120 to chapter 135, 134, 15 obviously, all start with Shir HaMa'alois, the song of the step. Except for this one meaning 121, starts with Shir LaMa'alot, towards the steps. In other words, there are the songs of the steps, and then there is the song which is going towards that step. What does that mean? David HaMelech is explaining us. How can I reach 121? How can I get to that level of more than perfect? How can I break out of my own limitations, so to say, and reach the beyond? So says David HaMelech, how? Eso einai el hehorim. Lift your eyes upwards. Look, try to understand what is upwards. To the mountains, to the above. You cannot focus on the down here and appreciate the above. So the first thing he says, and I have to question, Me'ayin Yava Ezri. Where is my salvation coming from? How will I be able to get that help to reach that level? And he answers, Me'im Hashem, from God. Why a question and an answer? So the idea is, first of all, I have to question, I have to seek, I have to search. And I have to understand is that Me'ayin doesn't mean just from where, but Me'ayin means I have to know that everything is coming from Ayin. The world has been created, Yesh Me'ayin, something out of nothing. We refer to God as Ayin, the non-existent. Now, God is non-existent, but the explanation is very simple, because to us, He's invisible. We see the tangible, the here and the now. The above, God, we don't see. So we call Him Ayin, the nothing. He's the ultimate existence, but to us, we don't have a description. Ayin. Now, how do I reach this? Says the Polish. How can I really relate to this kind of deep understanding? Says, when Ezri, your salvation will come, Me'im Hashem. from with God. What means from with God? Not from me, it should say Ezri, me Hashem, from God. It says the Alter Rebbe. Me'im Hashem means from those who are with God. The tzaddikim, the Moshe Rabbeinus, the Rabbi Akivas, the Hillel HaZaken, the Rebbe. When we connect to the Rebbe, when we connect to the tzaddik, then he helps us get out of our own limitations. He helps us, he guides it to be able to achieve the appreciation of Me'ayin. And that's how we get La Malois, to those steps. To the steps of the Beis HaMikdash is by connecting to the tzaddik. And by breaking out of our own exile mentality, we will reach those 15 steps in the Beis HaMikdash. And Rebbeinu Shalom, please, we want to get there now.